Hey everyone, welcome back to our English Learning Podcast. I'm Tom, and I'm really excited about today's episode.
And I'm Jenna, so glad you're tuning in. We've got a fun topic lined up, and if you're into podcasts, you're going to want to stick around.
Absolutely, Jenna. Before we dive in, just a quick reminder, whether you're new here or you've been listening for a while, our goal is to make English learning fun, practical, and a little bit inspiring.
Couldn't have said it better. And today, we're breaking down something a lot of you have probably heard about. The Joe Rogan Experience podcast.
So Jenna, I have to ask, what made you want to talk about the Joe Rogan Experience? Out of all the podcasts out there, it's a pretty bold choice.
Honestly, Tom, it's such a huge part of the podcasting world. Plus, Joe Rogan's interviews are like a goldmine for everyday English. Real conversations, slang, and all those little quirks you don't hear in textbooks.
That's so true. I mean, he's got everyone from scientists to comedians to athletes, so there's something for every listener.
Exactly, and I think it can really help our listeners get a sense of authentic American English in action, not just the perfect polished stuff.
Now, for anyone who isn't familiar, Joe Rogan's kind of a jack of all trades, right? Comedian, UFC commentator, and of course, podcast host.
Yeah, and it's wild how he went from doing stand-up and hosting Fear Factor to being one of the most influential voices online. His podcast started out super casual, just him and friends chatting.
I remember hearing he used to just record from his house with almost no plan. It's inspiring to see where that kind of persistence can lead.
Totally. And now he's interviewing everyone from Elon Musk to Donald Trump. It shows how curiosity can really take you places.
What I find interesting is that his episodes are so long, sometimes 3 hours or more. That's pretty unusual, right?
Yeah, most podcasts shoot for 30 minutes, maybe an hour, but Rogan just lets the conversation flow naturally. I think that's why people feel like they're part of the room.
It does make you feel like you're just hanging out. I've actually learned a lot just by listening to how guests tell their stories, or even how Rogan asks follow-up questions.
And for language learners, those unscripted moments are great for hearing how native speakers really talk. Interruptions, jokes, even when they lose their train of thought.
That actually reminds me. Sometimes I've picked up new slang or phrases just from listening. Like, I caught myself saying pulling no punches after one episode.
That's the magic of natural speech, isn't it? You absorb not just words, but how people actually use them. If you listen regularly, you start noticing patterns, like when people use fillers. Like, or literally.
It's almost like language immersion, but you don't have to leave your house. Even hearing mistakes or when people laugh at themselves, it makes learning feel less intimidating.
And it's comforting to realize nobody speaks perfect English all the time, not even celebrities.
Let's talk about some of the guests. I mean, Donald Trump lighting up on air? That episode exploded all over the internet.
Oh, that one was wild. But I also loved when he had Neil deGrasse Tyson listening to a scientist explain the universe in plain English was just so cool.
And comedians bring such a different energy. Like when Dave Chappelle was on, you could really tell how humor changes the vibe.
Yeah, it keeps you on your toes as a listener. You never know if you're going to laugh, learn something deep, or get pulled into a heated debate.
Funny you say that some listeners might feel overwhelmed by the fast pace or all the cultural references. Any tips for not getting lost?
I'd say, don't worry about catching every little thing. Focus on big ideas, and if you miss a joke, that's totally normal. Sometimes I pause and rewind, or even read the episode transcript if it's available.
Transcripts are a game changer, honestly. Plus, if there's a guest you're really interested in, it's easier to stay engaged.
And remember, it's okay to listen more than once. Each time you pick up something new, maybe a word, maybe just the rhythm of the conversation.
I've had people ask me which episodes are best for beginners. Do you think some topics are easier to follow than others?
Definitely. Episodes with comedians or athletes are usually lighter and have simpler language. When he interviews scientists, it gets a bit more technical, but it's still a good challenge if you're up for it.
Sometimes I'll even choose based on the guest's accent. If it's someone with a clear, slow way of speaking, it's way easier to follow along.
That's a good strategy. And if you're not sure where to start, just pick a topic you're already interested in. Motivation makes everything easier to understand.
What surprised me most is how much my mindset has changed just from hearing other people's stories. Have you felt that too?
Oh, absolutely. Sometimes I'll hear someone talk about failing 100 times before they succeed, and it makes my own mistakes seem a lot less scary. It's like free therapy, honestly.
And it's motivating, especially when you hear someone explain how they learned something through struggle. I think that kind of honesty is rare, and it's a huge boost for anyone chasing a goal.
I couldn't agree more. You realize everyone is still figuring things out, whether they're a scientist or a comedian. It's a great reminder to stay curious and keep trying.
After 2 iterations of trying to build a podcast habit, I finally landed on a routine. I listen during my commute. Do you have a go-to time, Jenna?
For me, it's when I'm out for a walk or cooking. It's like stacking habits, getting fresh air, and learning something new at the same time.
That's smart. And honestly, turning listening into a daily ritual makes English practice feel less like homework and more like a treat.
I always tell students, even 10 minutes a day adds up. You don't have to finish a whole episode in one go. Just chip away at it and make it part of your life.
Well, this was so much fun. If you've been hesitating to listen to podcasts in English, take the plunge. You'll be surprised how much you pick up, even without realizing it.
And remember, making mistakes is just proof that you're learning. Keep showing up, keep listening, and let yourself enjoy the process. We're right here cheering you on.
Before we go, if you enjoyed this episode, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. That way you'll never miss new tips and friendly chats like the one we had today.
And if you know someone who'd love to join our little podcast family, share this episode with them. Thanks for being here, and until next time, happy listening.